Welcome back to Titanium Hanger. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about the Magic Square MS-B57 Triceratops. This is their take on a Slag. It is a G1 cartoon accurate Slag. Looks pretty decent. And we're going to get and take a look at this. I do have a link down below where you can get this from Show Z. I did get this from Show Z store. Remember, TH reviewer code helps out the channel. We're going to get into looking at this. And I'm doing the whole set of Magic Square in the cartoon colors, New Age in the toy deco, and that's kind of how I'm doing those sets. We're going to do some comparisons, take a look at this guy, and check him out coming up. Here's the box. Very G1-esque kind of look, but no window. Missed the window. Not anymore. Just don't get no window no more here with the Magic Square. But it's okay because generally I just toss the boxes in storage. Here he is out of the packaging, and I think he looks fantastic. I know that a lot of people will point out that the New Age one's going to have paint and stuff, and I do agree that the paint does make it look a little bit more of a premium figure. And these are, I think, $70 for these or something like that. I think that Magic Squares are $10 cheaper than the New Age versions. Now, I actually had the New Age one on pre-order, and I canceled it because I'm waiting for their EX. And then I'm going to do a combination of their EX and then their clear for some reason. But with this one here, once I get them in hand, I'll show you, because I've already seen kind of from the pictures what I think the differences are. But there's a lot to say about this one. And I'm going to start by showing how just clean this is. And this one is so clean in right here. And then on the outside, it is just super clean, which it's a clean in both modes, which is a bit of a transformation for all these. But to get it so clean, that is really nice. That is really clean from the back. And I mean, even though there's this kibble, it's adjustable kibble, it gets out of the way, or you want to kind of tuck it in for. So there's a lot to this design. They've done some great work, and it's really hard to say anything truly negative about any of the dinos from both Magic Square and New Age, but it does look good. Now, you do kind of have to move the shoulder a bit to get that angle that I got with that one, but sometimes when these aren't all the way down, it looks like his arms are a little bit on the short side, but not too bad. And yeah, I can live with that. I can definitely live with that. Good looking figure overall. Very minimal paint to this though. You got the paint app right here. Some on his face with his eyes and his side. He's got the mutton chops or something. We got the knees with the green, and then of course the feet are different pieces, so they're cast in yellow. A little bit of paint right here, which looks like a sticker. Almost looks like a sticker decal, but I believe it is just paint apps. But you know, it kind of feels like a sticker decal. Anyway, still cool looking overall. And very, very, very clean. Getting into accessories, he has a sword, and it looks like it's cast in black and painted in the silver. So give it that nice sheen to the silver. He's got this gun that is just all light gray. And then he has splaying hands, which I'm not going to bother swapping them, but he's got splaying hands with articulation, in-out articulation. 2 sets of splayed hands, which I don't need, and I'm not going to use. So that's really it for the accessories. It does come with the card and instructions and all that kind of stuff, separate packed. It almost kind of feels a little on the cheap side the way they just stick the extra parts in a bag, but I don't really care. It's fine with me. It's not hurting anything, but really minimal accessories, and you do have to attach these pieces yourself. Not a big deal. Not a big deal, in my opinion. Now for articulation, if you want, you can kind of move that out of the way to get to the head and do a little more with the head. He can do as much as that too, but there's the articulation. Shoulder can go out to here, 90. Very tight on this right here, but you're also able to get kind of a look like that with it, as I did with which I think looks better than this. So that's just the way I did it. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, and the hand just side to side, unless you have it splayed, it goes back and forth. Then you do have like a ridiculous, it's interesting too, I did watch, is it Mang Motion did theirs, and he was able to get him to do a full toe touch somehow with this ab crunch. This ab crunch is a little different than their usual ab crunch, though. But they always have a good ab crunch. Okay, you go out to the 90, a little past the 90 right here. Hiding hip flap, which is next level good stuff to go way past the 90 if you need it. And then you go back about that far. It's hindered. Kind of loose in this joint here, but it does have a thigh swivel. And not, yes, I would say not. Double jointed knee all the way. And then you got some ankle tiltage, not really foot up and down, but you get everything you need, in my opinion, with this guy for the posability. Yeah, he's got more posability than a Super 7 figure. Alright, so for comparison, we're going to start off by comparing him to the G1, where it all began. Where did we come from? Where are we going? What's the future? And it always surprises people how close to the original G1 scale that these Legends figures are. So let's move this over. Let's get a Grimlock in on this picture. And this is New Age Grimlock, which Grimlock, it's actually a pretty good size Grimlock that New Age did. New Age usually runs a little smaller. So nice looking shot here of these. Going to use it for clickbait, I'm sure. But as you can see, they do pay quite a bit of homage to the original, but so much more like the cartoons. So much better. I'm actually not even sure on the original. I haven't transformed it in so long. Is that where the tail, what you do with the tail, or is there something better to do with the tail on the G1? I don't even know. But look at the giant chunk of stuff over there, which they tuck it in here. So much different that they have done. I also want to pull the G1 out of here and put in the New Age toy. Well, it's the New Age cartoon. Yeah, New Age cartoon. And you can see the difference because you can see like the shining, glimmering stuff on him over there. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wished I would have picked up the New Age cartoon version of him, but I'm going toy route, so I'm just sticking to my guns on it. But the paint does actually add so much to it. But this design, I love the design of the Magic Square. Remember, Dinobots are huge and massive, and in the show, in the lore, and they're huge and massive in the Legends. And I got one Easter egg comparison for a future video. I'm actually going to review this. No, wait, I'm not. A friend of mine is. This is the red Grimlock figure. I will be doing a parody of kind of a comedic, funny parody review of this when we get around to it. All right, for transformation, let's go ahead and get these arms just out of the way and done. So we're going to fold them down. Fold them into here. I did one on the other side because it was a little tricky, but anyway, get it kind of like this. Push it in, fold these in, and we've got the arms done. And let's come down here to this. We're going to fold the head down and around. It's going to go into there. We're going to pull this around, and all this, the shoulder is going to disconnect. It's going to come up. We're going to do a whole lot of stuff here, so we can pull this tail out. We can slide these side fillers, the typical side fillers. Slide the side fillers. My slider is tight. It's a tight slide. All right, I went and slid it off camera. It was just tight. Needed some special attention. We're going to bring these up. And then we're going to fold these down and forward on both sides. We need to rotate the legs like this. So all this here needs to slide in, or the mushroom tabs won't fit. So there's a reason, a rhyme for all this reason. Did forget that step. So in order to get this in, you have to kind of pull it out, and then it tabs in like so. That's how you get it in. There we go. Rhyme for the reason. Everything makes sense in the end. At the end. Now we can get those mushroom pegs tabbed in because they're aligned up just right. Mushroom peg alignment. And we have actually Already rotated the waist, so we've already gotten to that point. We need these down. This to come down. Tab into here. Tab into here, and these coming down around. Now, we can extend this tail, but get it out of the way. Now, when we get to this point, what we're going to do with these lower legs is we're going to rotate both of them at the knee. And then we're going to open them up. All right, so you lift this up, and then this whole apparatus here comes up so you can fold this section here out. Now, with this, I'm taking it that you could have this be a heel spur or tuck it in when it's in bot mode, but in alt mode it needs to come out as like a decorative piece. And then this comes inside. Just gonna tuck inside here. Now I don't know what this piece here is, but it needs to come down, and then all this is going to go back down to here. And then starting to lose sight of where we are, where we should be. Let's see here. And this should be coming around. Like so. And do the same thing on the other side. Now, doing both sides the same way, you'll be ending up with this. Then you can slide this tail down. There is a tab and slot and tab that you're going to need to be utilizing for this section right here to tab that in. Right there. And that sort of cleans up. We need to transform this tail a bit. Needs to open up, fold out the rest of the story, the rest of the tail. Come on out there. It's hanging up on itself. It's getting hung up on itself. Then there's tabs in here to tab all this together. And this is also going to hold it together in a way. Back in the back here, make sure you have your filler pieces out when we get to this. And then this is going to tab into here. We got our filler pieces in place. Ah, that didn't tab right. I'm not sure I'm getting the light on it. There is a notch right here. And then the tabs need to go into that. And literally, I just pulled it off camera and did it just fine. And just like that. But I don't feel like it's getting all the way in there like it should. But it was much easier off camera, of course. Everything's much easier off camera. Okay, now we got to do these back legs here. Those super tight back legs, and then they're making things come on tab. Same on the other side. Fold out the super tight. This is very similar to G1 in this respect. Fold that. There's a tab here to fold up on that. Bring that down. Now we start with tabbing all this other stuff in there. There's a mushroom tab, a straight tab. Get all that tabbed in to hold it all together better. And do that on both sides. And go around just making sure you got everything tabbed in and it looks right to you. But those kind of get on my nerves. I feel like I couldn't quite. Maybe they should have gone above it. Now that I'm starting to think about it, maybe that should have gone above this. That would have made a little bit more sense. No, there's no way to make him go above it. Just, that's it. Let's get in and take a look at this guy. Fix his horns. All right, here he is in his alt mode. I didn't really catch if there's weapon storage on this guy or not, but he looks clean. He looks really good. I mean, just a very clean dino. You're going to see how he matches up with the other dinos, and yeah, very clean overall. Looking pretty good. But Dinobots, they're killing it. Both New Age and Magic Square. Now, you do get to see some stuff different than you saw in the first one mode. First, you got some painted eyes in there. Very little paint. what I feels like a sticker, but might still just be paint right there. This is prominent on there now because where it is, you can see this some detail there. Now, I think that's a whole other piece. I don't think it's painted, but also these things here, which I thought were supposed to be heel spurs on the top here, but that's evidently those are supposed to go away in bot mode. There's a possibility of that, or at least they give you the option or opportunity. I like the extra stability, so I'm not going to ever get rid of that. I thought it was kind of interesting how they reinvented the way you do the front here. So that's kind of cool. Overall, I think they did a really good job. I don't like these tabs. These gap fillers just feel like they're not fully in there the right way. And maybe that's a me thing. I did something wrong there. It just looks weird. But everything else looks super ultra clean. And just where they all tab together, it comes together really nicely and makes a great looking Slag. Getting into some comparisons here. Here we are next to Prime and Hound. Just kind of get an idea if you want to display dinos amidst good old Prime and your other bots. That's how it looks. By the way, this is the Prime 2.0 from Magic Square. Eventually I'm trying to get my hands on that KO David. Check that one out. First off, we're going to start with a G1 comparison, which I probably don't have that leg in there all the way. It's kind of misaligned, but here's what it looks like next to the G1, where we come from, where we're going. All of that very similar in size to the G1, but of course looks like it walked out of the cartoon versus the toy, which I really love how they did stuff with the toy, which is why I'm doing the New Age toy. Just love it. And then the chrome and stuff that's with it. And yeah, this is not New Age, this is G1. But I always was fascinated by the clear, transparent stuff, and then behind it you see all the electronics, or something that appears to be electronics. This is what I like the most about Dinobots. When I got the Beast Wars, I was wishing Beast Wars resembled Dinobots. Like when a whole slew of just Beast Wars that looked like Dinobots in a way I would have loved Beast Wars more than I do now. But there it is from the back. But getting to see the G1. Let's see what he looks like with some of his friends. No, I said friends. I meant it. Friends. Let's get his friends over here. All right, so here he is with some of the Magic Square dinos, and I gotta say that they look good together. Grimlock over here playing around with his arms in the air, but great looking set overall. And as you can see, this is why I'm going with the Magic Square in the Dino mode. A buddy of mine just came over, and he doesn't collect Legends, but he was blown out of the water how close he's looked to the cartoon, and very, very impressed. He does collect the main line, and he's getting the Hasbro ones. Of course, the Hasbro ones are fantastic. They're huge. But he was just still very impressed with this. I mean, I don't know why Hasbro doesn't do cartoon repaints of those or something along those lines. I mean, they're printing money with their Dinobots. But evidently, several companies can make a living off Dinobots at the same time right here, as we can see. And aside from Swoop, there we go with pretty much the whole team. Swoop, I'm curious what New Age or Magic Square Swoop's going to be, because everyone feels that New Age Swoop is just a little bit on the small side, and I kind of agree with that, but we'll see what Magic Square does when it comes to Swoop. Now, for articulation, doesn't do much more than what arms and legs and hands do. He does have an opening and closing mouth, and then in here, it looks like it's got a spot for a blast effect, and usually people just stick like the sword in there, but you know, I'm not going to display it like that. A blast effect would have been nice, but yeah. It's really all there is, articulation. There's nothing with the tail, and just a little bit on the legs in the back, which I don't want to mess with these legs. They're super tight in the back. I think I'm not going to have them doing much more than this. On the shelf, it's pretty much everything I would need. Oh, you can articulate his horns. Yep, articulated horns. Alright, that's my look at the Magic Square Triceratops. They're MS-B57, and it looks pretty good. I think it's another solid release that they've done. I think that it looks very, very cartoony, and so do my friends, and that's just the way it is. If you don't want the ultra cartoon look, then you might not want to go with the Magic Square. You might want to pick up Toy, New Age, or do both like I am. But if you're after the cartoon look, I just don't think you really can do a whole lot better than with this one. And although I do not have it in hand, the New Age one looks good, but this is way cleaner. There's less lines side by side, way cleaner in both modes. But I don't really care how clean it is in both modes when I'm doing the toy look, because the toy look is a different look. Cartoon look, you want it super ultra clean. So I really do suggest, and this is just from me looking at the pictures though, that Magic Square for the cartoon look. And the reason I say I suggest that, because that's what I'm doing, and I'm very satisfied with it. I think this just shows you, I have a link down below where you can get yours. Like and subscribe. Put TH in the reviewer code. Support the reviewer. If you want to help the channel, you don't have to if you don't want to. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe to the Hanger out.
Grimlock Love Challenge. Dinobots transform!
Blur, get the Dinobots in the shuttle.